some people successful writing whether it's $1 million, $3 million, $5 million, $10 million, $20 million, even $50 million in annuity premium by doing webinars? Why are people successful? Let's identify that exactly. So what happens is when people are doing these live educational events online, it's primarily because they are trying to aggravate pain. Okay, when you aggravate a pain point, people will take action. You know, you have tax planning, you have income planning, all during retirement. A lot of things change a lot during that time, but where people make a lot of the mistakes is they like to add different free giveaways or topics that aren't necessarily going to bring the people that are, you know, qualified, like the people who have money problems because they have too much of it, right? The tax problems, right? What happens during retirement? You know, obviously of RMDs, people talk about Roth conversions, people talk about estate planning, people talk about Social Security, IRMA taxes, all that stuff, right? And so you have to kind of think about that for a minute. Why does that actually bring people in? And so again, it's people that have the money that already exists that need to simply get moved over or find a strategy that will help them out during their retirement, right? So again, why are people not successful? It's primarily because they're product pushers and they're trying to sell a product on an educational event along these lines. And because people are more sophisticated and more, I would just say it's more smart around, you know, taxes and income planning. The individual that actually has those funds or those assets to invest with you they can smell that a mile away when you're trying to push an annuity product on them. So when you're in the presentation mode, you know, you're selling the appointment multiple times. You're not asking them basically to marry you before you go on that first date, right? So, you know, throughout this process, you know, they're educating people at scale and they're able to filter out the tire kickers versus the people that are serious and actually working with you. And so then what happens is that appointment gets set on their calendar and they have that know, like, and trust factor. And they know how to take that first appointment and move it into the second appointment. If you treat these appointments like referrals, they will not be laydowns. You will need to find a way to get them bought in to meeting with you on that appointment, right? And that is what happens. I've met with people that work with big FMOs like Gradient, where they are so used to getting referrals and they fumbled that first appointment and to where the point they didn't get to the second appointment. But there's also people who are so used to doing in-person seminars where their presentation does not flow exactly with the ones that go online, right? Because again, when you have that in-person event, they give you a card of a good time to call back, some time to work the room, right? Build those relationships prior to booking an appointment. And then if you go ahead and dive into buying leads, remember, we already know that, you know, unfortunately, you don't have that know, like, and trust factor yet. So ultimately, that's why people are successful doing webinars online and they're consistent in doing them. This is another reason why people are successful in writing 3, 6, 10, 20, 50 million plus in annuities doing this process because they're doing it consistently, bi-weekly, every other week, where they're doing a presentation, you know, like the first and maybe third Tuesday of the month, where they're running appointments in between those presentations while practicing their presentation, following up, and running those appointments and doing a rinse and repeat process. And so overall, it's consistency. A lot of times people like to go from program to program and say, I don't have time for this or that, the other, and wonder why they are still stuck in their current production. And so all you guys need to do is check out aoasystem.com/demo or go to aoasystem.com, check out what we have to offer, and we can get you plugged and play running your own presentations in no time. Thank you so much.